From the Idaho Central Arena in downtown Boise, the Steelheads looking to get back to winning ways here tonight with the three-peat Kelly Cup champions, the Florida Everblades. Steelheads played shorthanded for the third or fourth game, suffered a lot of injuries as well. It's been a tough sledding here over the last couple of weeks.
You know, it's part of the game. Guys get hurt in and out of the lineup. You got to play short. You know, really time for the team to come together here and rally around this.
Well, the Steelheads back in the first period, they scored a pair of goals 19 seconds apart from one another. Just moments ago, the Everblades strike for a pair in 57 seconds to take a 4-3 lead. Off the head for Coman sees, he'll dart down the right wing, trying to shovel it past Bradley. The rebound, they score! It's a 4-4 game with 4:32 to go in regulation. Inside a minute to go now. Tripped at the center circle. So a 5-on-3 man advantage. All tied at 4.
What a turn of events. Seriously.
Hoffman wins it back. Walton across the line for Kudla. Net front is Hoffman. Kudla, backdoor right circle for White. Off of Hoffman! And he scores! It's a power play goal! Brendan Hoffman with 37.6 seconds to go in regulation. And that should just about do it. A 5-4 victory over the three-time defending Kelly Cup champions, the Florida Everblades.
Nice save, dude. You want 5 shots from Blake Svetlikov before you get out? He's the Steelheads forward, all right? 5 shots on him, then he's gonna change. Whoa, 1 for 1. There we go. Last shot. No goal. No goal. All right, we're gonna get you in that stuff, okay? Following the COVID season, like we all got shut down, right, from the playing, and growing up I always used to coach hockey camps and get on the ice with kids like a few years younger than me and just help my goalie coach. And during that summer, there was very limited ice time. Some of the local parents reached out to me because they knew I was staying here in Boise. That was the first summer I stayed here like full time, and asked if I wanted to come out and help work with their goalies. And I had a lot of fun doing it. I probably had 2 or 3 kids. The next year I was like, well, maybe I could lean into this a little bit more, and I did a camp, and I think I had 15, 16 kids, and just every summer that I'd be back in Boise, it grew a little bit more. So running private lessons with kids or small group lessons, and then doing one big multi-day camp every year. And aside from that, I also do a lot of volunteer stuff. I'm the state goalie development coordinator for the Idaho Amateur Hockey Association, and in that role, I more or less just support the associations throughout the state and how they can better develop their goalies, and just trying to be a resource for them to boost goaltending in general in the state. Nice. Good. Now try to catch this one in your stomach. Woo! You're ready. I saw you guys had a pretty good tournament last week or the week before, right?
We finished 3rd out of 4.
Yeah, but didn't you and Kai have like a shared shutout or something?
Yeah.
Nice, dude.
We had 2 so far this year.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a cool experience. I mean, getting Parker to learn to play, and obviously now he can come down to the public skates, and it's just, yeah, it's a lot of fun. And you know, our middle Brooks, he's absolutely obsessed with hockey. It's got to be on whenever he's awake. So it's just cool to be able to pass that on and have kids that want to get into hockey. Ever since I became the head coach, I've kind of not been able to do as much the youth coaching as I did when I was an assistant. But it was, you know, it was fun to do, to see all these kids kind of now, they're 16, 17. I saw them when they were 12, 13 in hockey schools. And, you know, we kind of worked this camp, I guess, this summer together, me, Sholl, and Keenan a little bit. But, yeah, what he's doing with the youth program here is phenomenal. I mean, I always laugh with my wife that this is the longest I've ever been in one city for. We're going on 10 years now. Just to be a part of the community, part of the Steelheads family. You know, a lot of the same faces have been here since day one with me, and it feels like home. Boise is home, but we're excited to be here. When I first moved here there was youth hockey, but it wasn't huge. But now you can't even book an ice sheet half the time, and there's 50-person waiting list to get to learn to play for little kids. So it's just exponentially growing, and then you have guys like Zach Walker as well, or Bailey Conger last year. Just all these kids getting a chance to play pro for the team that they grew up watching. I think really helps build the youth hockey here, and it's been a cool story to be a part of.
So guys, we're just gonna get all the pucks in the middle here. We've got a couple goalies that are in full gear. The goalies who have their gear on now, I'll have you guys start, take maybe 4 penalty shots each, and then the guys who have full gear, you can go in the nets, okay? The Booster Club asked me if there's anything that we could do for the community. They have some funds to like buy ice and kind of help grow hockey. Across the nation, there's kind of a shortage of goalies at the younger levels, so it was just a kind of fun way to get a bunch of kids who maybe would have never tried goalie before into the net, even if it's just for a minute or two. And hopefully they had fun, and maybe we converted a couple goalies. Nice saves. You did awesome in there. Hey, thanks for coming, guys. Appreciate you.
Hi, how are you?
What do you say?
There you go. Thank you, Kennedy.
I brought 2.
Nice. A little cowbell action.
And we also have. They did bring
No.
special market. They weren't sure.
Look at that. They came
They
prepared.
were prepared.
I love that.
They were very worried.
Were the Steelheads here when you grew up?
Yep.
They were here?
Yep.
Okay.
They were here when I grew up, and I got into hockey because of them. Yeah. So I went to a game as a kid, and I fell in love with it, and then my dad got me a pair of skates the next day.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Well,
So.
I fell in love with hockey because you guys too were from Phoenix.
Okay, I played a year in Phoenix, youth hockey for the Junior Coyotes. I played in Scottsdale.
Okay. That's
For the
cool.
Junior Coyotes, yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
I grew up in Scottsdale.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I didn't know anything. I went to a couple Coyotes games,
Yeah.
but it wasn't until we moved here
Yeah.
and we came to the Steelheads
Yeah.
games, and I'm like, this sport is awesome.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's the best.
So close. There's not a bad seat in the house.
Yeah.
It's the best arena. There's no bad spot.
It really is.
I love this jersey.
They're like hardcore fans. They've been on your Jumbotron
Really?
every single time.
I love that. That's
We
awesome.
have season tickets. We're big supporters.
We appreciate you, everything what you guys do. You guys are the best fan base. Here you go.
Yeah, I mean, I started working with CJ when he was 14 doing private lessons. Got to know his family really well. You know, then he went off and played junior, but every summer he'd come back and I'd run a skate once or twice a week for him and his brothers. And going into this season, I knew he was done college and looking to play pro, and, you know, just being a local kid, knowing him, he's a great kid, and offered him a tryout.
He approached me right away, and you know, with no guarantees, but gave me the offer if I wanted to come to training camp on a PTO, and I said absolutely. Didn't think twice of it. That was early on this summer, so it honestly fueled my summer as well, knowing what, you know, I was gonna at least get an opportunity to try out for the Steelheads, and that's all I could ask for. It means a little bit more just because, like, I'm from here, so, you know, I take pride in it. But looking at the little kids, like how happy they are and how joyful they are, like I've been in their shoes before, so it's unbelievable that I get to be on this end signing it, you know what I mean, as a kid, so it's cool. It's a cool feeling.
Every single day he showed up and he worked, and he just got better and impressed Keenan and I every single day. And, you know, when it came down to make a decision, Keenan and I both agreed, like, he's earned every right to be here with the Steelheads, and it's a really cool story.
I honestly kind of just put my head down and just was a sponge and kind of soaked everything in, you know. Even that first day getting to training camp and getting to experience actually being on the side of the Idaho Steelheads and going to the locker room and getting changed, you know, putting on the Idaho Steelhead jersey, just a practice jersey was, you know, a dream come true. You know, most, you know, I'm not going to express my emotion too much because, you know, I don't want to be that guy in the locker room, you know, putting on a jersey and getting all excited. But obviously coming to training camp, I knew on a PTO, it's not likely that you do end up making it, you know, especially in this league. So yeah, just every day, you know, came in and grinded, kept my head down, and it was fun. And, you know, obviously it worked out in my favor, and you know, it was unbelievable.
That same COVID summer, that was the first year I was staying, I was looking for ice time too. I needed to get on the ice and training myself, and CJ's mom actually had bought a bunch of ice for all the local kids to skate on. They're gracious enough to let me come out there and take shots from them, and yeah, every summer I've skated with CJ, and it's been cool to see him develop. He always was a super skilled player. Like, even at a teenage level, you could tell he was a good junior hockey player, like high-end skill, great hands, good shot. But just over the years, you could tell that like a maturity had evolved into him, which comes with age. Just having a more dedicated approach, like in the gym, on the ice, and like really committing. Like this summer, he was the most committed I've ever seen him. Like he's working out two times a day on the ice every single day. Like anytime that I had ice available, he was on it. Like, so it was cool to see like the dedication he put into it. And then he came into camp and he really earned his spot on our roster.
Obviously, you know, like I said, there was no guarantees about me playing here. And, you know, when he got the news that I was coming to training camp, there was still, you know, no promises. We were just joking around with each other, like in the summer, like dapping each other up, like, oh, preseason teammates at least, like, you know, that's awesome. Like, never really would have pictured, you know, me being able to stay here and, you know, play with him throughout the season. So Thomas is an unbelievable human being. Like, he's an unbelievable guy. I just have nothing but respect for how he comes off as a person. He's personable, so kind to others, and he's someone I look up to personally to, you know, to what he's done. You know, he's had a great pro career. He's handled himself unbelievably on and off the ice. He's been, you know, like a bigger brother, you know, looking up to him like that. So he's been unbelievable. We're at Idaho Ice World, where it all began. Place I grew up playing hockey. This is where all it started. So most of the games, like when you're playing youth hockey, like whether it be junior Steelhead or even like house league or high school hockey, like any big games, they're going to be on the main rink here. And then the Brady rink now it's called, but it used to be called the Pepsi side. That used to be just called like early morning practices, stuff like that. So it was always more fun to play over here. There's 2 ice sheets in the whole Treasure Valley. If you're into hockey from Boise, Idaho, and you live here, our family at one point moved out to Columbia Village for a couple of years because we were wasting so much money on gas to come out here. So this place is like sacred ground for Walker family, so it's fun. You have to make a decision at a pretty young age if you want to truly make a career out of it. You gotta leave Boise and go somewhere. I had options to go a couple places, and I at age 14, you know, me and my family both decided that I was gonna go up to Saskatchewan, Canada, at a prep school called Notre Dame and play there for my high school years, prep hockey. It was tough to leave my parents, and you know, I just remember them, you know, bringing up all my boxes to my dorm room, and you know, that's it. See you later. You know, have a good year. You know, I'm 14, living in a different country in the middle of nowhere. You could see a dog run away for 5 years. It was flat. There's nothing there but just prairie land and a big ice rink and a school. So with leaving at a young age, you either grow up and it teaches you to have adversity, or you just don't make it. So there is a little bit of a double-edged sword there. But having that adversity and adapting to different environments actually benefit me in the long run. I remember my very first Steelhead game. They were playing the Alaska Aces. It was a full-out line brawl. You know, Yablonski was in it. The Steelheads are what got me into hockey. We look up to those guys as if they're, you know, playing in the National League. And me, as a kid, looking up to the Idaho Steelheads was everything. This is our national championship banner, U12 Bantam AA. I still think we're the only team from Idaho to ever win a national championship. Our head coach, I got to shout him out, Mike Hansen. You know, biasly, I thought he was one of the best coaches that ever coached through in the junior Steelhead program. He was an ex-Idaho Steelhead, like Birdie and Flickle and all those guys. That's the reason why like the junior Steelheads existed, because after they were done, they created the program. They you know, gave all their knowledge to us youth. If we didn't have the Steelheads here, we wouldn't have had any of those resources. So, you know, it's just unbelievable to see that. And yeah, so right here, see Zach Walker, obviously he played for the Steelheads. Me, Bailey Conger, he played a little stint there. And, you know, coming from Boise, like, that was our first line, me, Conger, and Walker. And it's a good line for a youth hockey team in Boise. That team has produced, you know, now 3 Steelheads is just insane. How you doing, buddy?
Good to see you.
How you been?
Good, how are you?
How's the season going?
Good, how's Steelheads going?
It's going, you know, a little injured right now, beat up, but it's been good. Your dad said you went out to a couple games this season?
Yeah.
Yeah, how was that?
Good, I saw you playing.
Did you?
Yeah.
Do you know what game? You know who we're playing?
It was Rapid City.
Yeah, we played them a ton this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everything's going good in the season?
I think it's hard to put into words what it means for a local kid to see somebody who was once in their shoes, like playing on the big stage, right? Like I grew up in Los Angeles, and I don't remember a single player when I was young who was from LA that played for the LA Kings. But I do remember like the first guy that I grew up kind of watching, Bo Bennett, who got drafted in the NHL in the first round, and like we were kind of friends. And like when I saw that, I was like, wow, like that's something that's attainable. Like it's someone that came and like played on the same team that I'm on right now 3 years ago, and now he's playing professional hockey. And like so, having seen that, like growing up in a non-traditional market and knowing the impact it has on kids, like it's a huge impact here. Like there's kids right now that are 10 years old playing junior Steelheads, playing ice pilots, that are looking at CJ Walker and like seeing themselves 10 years down the road with it. I think that's so cool.
Just to know that kids in this community can look up to a guy like me, or even, you know, when Zach was here, and know that they can fulfill their dreams, just means everything. It gives them hope. You can come out of Boise and make it, you know. You have to make sacrifices, but nothing means more to me than seeing a player, you know, that I was in his shoes playing for the junior Steelheads coming to our games, giving me fist bumps, saying, you know, CJ's my favorite player. You know, seeing a couple, you know, Walker 15s out there, you know, root me on is it's almost like that gives me more joy than even playing sometimes. I know that sounds kind of funny, but yeah, like that's what it's all about for me. If I can use this game to inspire the youth here and some kids to tell them or to show them that they can do it, that's truly what it's all about for myself. So, yeah. This rink, like I said earlier, you know, was the early morning skates, the practices, the you know, skates before school, 5 a.m. skates, anything in the morning would be here. So, you know, if you really think about it, this is what kind of shapes you as a hockey player from Boise, kind of like, you know, like getting that grit and mentality, and, you know, it means a lot to me. So just coming back here right now is bringing back a lot of memories, and, you know, like I said, I owe this place, you know, everything. So when I was growing up, you never see this ever with goalies. And Sholl's now living here, and he's going to reside here in Boise. It's going to be so huge for the goalie community here and the youth. It's unbelievable. That was the biggest thing in Boise and in youth hockey and the junior Steelhead program, was the lack of goalies. You know, we didn't have a lot of players, but especially goalies. And Sholl has just brought an upbringing of goalie and just a new life to the city of Boise. You know, most of the time you got to get in skates either before or after school. And after school is usually always packed. So I'd be Monday through Friday before school, coming out here at 5:30 a.m. My mom would take me out of school for doctor's appointments, and, you know, every time, probably like once a week, and it wouldn't be the doctor, it'd be skating here at a pickup or a stick time. So you don't really think about it too much when you're a kid, you know, and as I get older, you appreciate it so much more for the sacrifice they've done for me. So yeah, like I said, I mean, it meant everything to me. Is Zan coming out?
I remember you scoring a lot of goals at this rink as a young kid.
Yeah. You know, I felt like, you know, a steelhead almost. Not really, but like, you know,
you would imagine.
You
would imagine that you were. I could
That's,
tell you really had an extra jump in your step.
Oh yeah,
you know.
Playing here.
Yeah. When CJ made the team, he called me to tell me, and he was all excited. Mom, I made the team. I made the team. I hung up on him because I didn't know how to act. I hung up on him, started crying. I couldn't believe it.
Just knowing how much, you know, this meant for not only me, but, you know, especially my parents, just because they really sacrificed everything for me to be here, you know.
Yeah.
I did the work, but I wouldn't have been able to even come close to this dream of being a steelhead without, you know, mom and dad. So just to see their reaction meant the world to me.
It's just seeing joy out of our boys playing, and to this day, we're all still involved in hockey, and most people's vacations are probably Hawaii or something, and ours always involve hockey.
Yep, our vacations are hockey
vacations
tournaments.
are hockey tournaments, pickup. We make sure there's a pickup. We all bring our bags. If we go to McCall, you know, if we're going camping, we bring the bags. Let's go to the rink. Make sure we fit that in.
The Walker family goes,
yeah,
God and hockey. That's how it goes. Those,
yep,
in that order.
Yep.
So it's just so much easier to, you know, give it my all and, you know, be a hockey player, you know, just with your guys' support, you know, like I wouldn't be able to do this at such a high level and, you know, without you guys loving the sport as well.
We loved it, but you loved it.
Yeah.
You loved it. I mean? You had to be at every stick time. You had to, you know, every skating session, you know, every extra this, extra that, you were there. So
were you.
I was.
Well, he scored a couple goals in this barn now, so how has it felt seeing those?
We almost fell off the seats that we were in. We were in section 214, which is in the top, and my husband was dangling over the side in joy.
I'm glad Olin
I was
mentioned
jumping
that.
up and down.
I got my phone blew up when I scored.
My phone blew up too.
Yeah, when I scored that goal against Tahoe, my first goal at home. It was, I think, my second or third goal. But it was majority of texts were like, "Did you see your dad? Did you see your dad?" And nothing about my goal. That might have been one of the coolest moments as well.
It was a cool moment.
Like I said, it's just all blur sometimes, but that was unbelievable that everyone decided to come to that game specifically.
Yeah,
like you guys come to games, but
yeah, we go to
Grandpa,
all of them.
Grandma, two grandmas at the game.
Two grandmas at the game.
And
your grandpa.
Yeah, everyone was there. So it was.
Aunt, uncle.
I might have sellied a little too hard, but you know, I just knew who was in the building, and I was too excited.
You didn't selly as hard as your dad.
Yeah.
The Idaho Steelheads and the Tulsa Oilers go toe-to-toe. It'll be the final meeting between the two clubs until early April. Well, it's a special night here every Saturday night in downtown Boise at the Idaho Central Arena, but a special night for Idaho goaltender Thomas Sholl earlier today announcing this will be his last professional game.
Just from the beginning of the year, this was always a unique season. Finishing last year, I really wasn't planning on playing another season. Like, my wife and I were expecting our first child. We had her. She's a beautiful little girl named Ophelia, and that kind of like changed our whole perspective. We were like, all right, let's just go back to Boise. Let's just lock in and kind of figure out what's next for us. And I made the decision that I wanted to pursue a career in firefighting.
We're all in, 60 minutes here. Sholl, who's starting us off?
All right, boys, let's get it tonight. We got Frenchie, Hoff, Reggie, Zinner, and we got me.
We knew going into the season that this was a possibility for Sholl. He's going to get a really good job with the fire department here, and it's what he wants to do to set his family up for the future. And just being able to give him that last chance to play at home in front of the fans. He's moving on to bigger and better things, and you know, he's still going to be very much part of the Steelhead culture. He holds so many records, and just really cool that he gets that chance to kind of go out on his own terms.
Give me some high fives before. Thanks for the signs. Bye. Throughout this season, I was very open with Coach Sheen that if they felt like they could use me in some capacity, either on the ice, coaching, whatever that could be, I would love to be a part of this team this year, just knowing that I was gonna kind of put my name forward for this position that I was working hard for. And yeah, it's kind of crazy to say, but I did get hired by the Meridian Fire Department. With that comes like a pretty difficult decision for me, is that I do need to step away from playing. An injury can put you out of contention. You'll basically just lose the position. So it's been really kind of a crazy thing to think about, but yeah, like I've known for a little bit that the door was closing on this chapter in my career and in my life, and I've just been extremely grateful that I've had these last couple months with this team, with Coach Sheen, back in city, back in Idaho, like being able to get on the ice and play with this group and like really soak it up, enjoying it, knowing that the end was near, and like that kind of made every moment sweeter and like made every practice more fun and every game more fun. really change anything about who you are. Give your best effort. That's enough.
Sholl has played parts of 4 years here in Boise. This will be his 96th career game tonight, as the Steelheads will look to send off Thomas Sholl into retirement with his 67th win as a Steelhead.
Here we go. Game 6. Starts now.
Through center, down the left wing, into the attacking zone. Now behind the net, centering feed for White, and he directs it just wide off the back glass.
Good play. Loose! Go, 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 Dems! One coming! Okay, we'll take that. Quick, quick, quick!
McKecker, an outlet pass from Register. 3 players back for the Oilers. McKecker to the trailer, White to the net, and it was tipped away wide. Coman sees to the cage, and Boyko just able to hang on with his right arm. After a scoreless first period, the Idaho Steelheads begin the second frame on the power play. Across the blue line, meets Horvath, who walks to the center point. He'll spin it to his left. McKecker walks through the left circle. A wrister and a right shoulder save by Boyko. Steered away behind the end line. Idaho converging on it. White, left circle. A wrister. He scores! It's a power play goal from the captain, A.J. White. And the Steelheads take a 1-0 lead, 42 seconds into the second period.
Watch over! Hey, watch middle, watch middle!
Right wing side into the Idaho zone. Right corner, Farron, bodied up by White. Farron able to slither free, beats Costantini at the point. A wrist shot, stick save. Where's the rebound? Sholl trying to find it, he couldn't. Dave Malka scores.
Bad rebound, boy, sorry. It just hit me here and dropped it. I thought I had it. I thought it went to the corner. We're good.
Alver able to send it out, and here's a 2-on-1 developing. McCarty to the net goes Boganoff. He finds a Boganoff. Will hoist it wide off the end glass. We welcome you back inside the Idaho Central Arena here in downtown Boise. 11:20 to go, and our second, and Tulsa will take the lead. Connor Roulette from the right circle goes upstairs on Sholl. Roulette's got goals in back-to-back games, and Tulsa's got their first advantage of the night. Into a 2-on-2 play. Steelheads back on in, Register near Dodd. Backdoor feed for Boganoff, and he scores! Wow! What a setup from Matt Register, driving through the right circle. Center to the high slot, and Andre Boganoff buries it. We're tied at 2. And that'll do it for 40 minutes of play, as we've got a nail-biter going into the third period, all tied at 2.
20 minutes. 20 minutes, we've got 4 days off. Lay it on the line, let's finish the weekend the right way. All right?
A tie score as we head into the third period. Center gases off, drifts down the left wing, the high slot off the skate of Nelson. He finds it now, and he scores.
I hit foot there. I bumped into him coming across.
Jared, I couldn't tell if Sholl got interfered with, because he seemed like he was out of position a little bit, which is pretty unorthodox for him. Here we go. We're going to get the call right here from Scott Allen. It's a good goal.
Good goal. Was he there? Okay, but I did bump him, right?
He's inside there.
Yeah.
Here's a shot from the left circle, McNelly. Right shoulder stop by Sholl. Wilson able to recover it. McNelly left circle, and a great stop by Sholl out at the top of the blue paint. Here's the final attendance of 5,317. Welcome you back upstairs here. Thomas Sholl sprawling A flurry of
saves
chances
there.
Now a breakaway for Gazizov on Sholl, and Sholl makes the stop with his paddle and steers it up into the netting. Gazizov was sprung on a breakaway against Sholl. Looking for some late game heroics here on this Saturday night in downtown Boise. Hoffman back for our Curry through center ice right to left. 26 seconds to play. Bakanov down the left wing into the attacking zone. Out to the blue line. Our Curry down low behind the net. Hoffman. Bakanov from an off angle. He scores! Oh my goodness! From an absurd angle, Andrei Bakanov has tied the game at 3 with his second of the night with 17 seconds to play. And now 2 seconds to go. Harshalver in front, and overtime is needed. Here on this Saturday night, buckle up, baby.
My first year pro, I played for 4 teams that year, and I ended up here in Idaho. And this was the place where, when I got here, I was like, this is where I want to stay, this is where I want to play. And like, I felt right at home with my teammates. The guy that I just moved into, like in the middle of March, Mitch Mraz, ended up being one of my best friends. He was a groomsman in my wedding. So it's just funny how like you come somewhere without no expectations, and it becomes a home, becomes a family. And from that moment on, like I never wanted to play anywhere else. So I played here until that COVID season. We got shut down, and that kind of changed the trajectory of my career a little bit. I ended up going overseas, and there was always a part of me that wanted to come home and like finish as a Steelhead. And I couldn't be more grateful that Coach Sheen was willing to have me back this year so I could do that and like really say like I am a Steelhead.
White and Petrick take the face-off, and we're underway for OT. Wide, scooped up behind the net by Register, right wing side for our Curry. Here comes our Curry, right wing. Our Curry inside the near dot, fires, and it's deflected away wide. And Oilers right to left here. Brodzinski down the left wing, 1-on-2 across the blue line. Thought about tracking back out through center. Now Brodzinski far circle, fires, turned away with a glove of Sholl. The rebound as well, and another stop on Dougie Legrone. Holy jumping Thomas Sholl! Wow, a minute in and we continue on.
From the second I got here and became a member of the Idaho Steelheads, it's felt like a family to me. And that doesn't just mean in the locker room or in the corporate office. It means like the whole Steelheads family. That's the booster club, the fans, like the season ticket holders, everybody that's makes this such a special place to play. It's been a special place in my heart.
For Tulsa, White will come off for a change, as well as our Curry, Demon, and Moynihan out. Oh my goodness, Nelson blows a tire. Moynihan in front, gets the pass from Demon and directs it just wide.
I truly can't thank you guys enough for the support I felt through the years. Like from the second I got here as a 21, 22-year-old kid to now as a 30-year-old, moving on, like this has been my home, and I have the best memories of my life have been out on that ice surface with you guys cheering us on, and you being there every step of the way through difficult times, knowing that you guys had our back, and through the successful times, celebrating alongside with us. So just a huge thank you from me.
Tuca recorrals it out for center ice. 2:20 to go in overtime. All tied at 3. Tulsa forward, Reed Petrick across the blue line, center lane, wrist shot, and he scores. The former Steelhead, Reed Petrick, will hand the Oilers a 4-3 overtime win with 2:12 to go in the game.
Pop it for you, baby. You're a stud.
Thank you. Thanks, fellas.
I'll leave it there.
Thanks, boys.
Come on, lap here.
45 saves for Thomas Sholl in his final professional game tonight. A tremendous night. A.J. White and Thomas Sholl, they've shared a lot of memories together.
Brother, love you.
Now the Tulsa players, they'll go over to Thomas Sholl and cheer him on. That's awesome stuff.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Love to see that.
Won a lot of games today, man.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for guys. Home through. Appreciate that. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you a lot.
Good luck, man.
Thank you.
Hey, congrats, man. Love everything you do. Keep it going.
Thank you. Thank you, man.
Sholl will finish his career 96 games as a Steelhead, 66 wins. second most in Idaho's ECHL era. The franchise's all-time shutout leader with 12. And he finishes his career with an astonishing record on home ice at 39-8-3.
Thank you. Thanks, buddy. It's been a pleasure.
And tonight's top star from the Steelheads with an amazing career, number 35, Thomas Sholl.
Made some incredible saves. I mean, you really were the difference in this game. What were you seeing out there?
I mean, I just wanted to leave it all on the table. Having a lot of fun, trying to enjoy every moment, try to enjoy every cheer from the fans tonight, and just really honored to play in front of this group. I'm going to miss it a lot.